time we're gonna stand up, stand up. One time we're gonna stand up, stand up. Shout out loud. One time we're gonna stand up, stand up. One time we're gonna stand up, stand up. Shout out loud.
Freedom declared is rare. Prepare a new age mantra. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to POWERVERSE. I am your host, Balamau Power, the golden mic from the north, and you are joining me on episode 14 of the POWERVERSE. I want to thank you for taking the Friday out to join us here every Friday, 7:30 live. Now, before I continue, I'd like to show respect and acknowledgement to our traditional custodians of this land, which I am streaming from, Gimwe country, up here in the far north Queensland, tropical Cairns, and extended acknowledgement out to everybody tuning in from the custodians and ancestry alliance from wherever you are tuning in from. I hope everybody is having a great Friday evening for another episode of POWERVERSE. Now, I gotta say, it's been a full-on a couple of weeks. And first off, with this, here at POWERVERSE, what I gotta do is first put an apology in. We were planning to have a very special guest on the evening tonight, a young brother from all the way out of Darwin, an artist by the name of Jay Miller, who could not be with us tonight due to unforeseen reasons. However, we're going to get him back on the program because I believe the brother has some amazing things to share, some great music, and you'll see. So what we'll do this week, I wanted to touch base and see what's been happening over the last 14 episodes. We're going to do a bit of a recap. I'm going to let you know what's happening in the POWERVERSE world. And I want to say good evening to everybody tuning in. Buddy Wang, thank you. You're always here supporting every Friday. So I want to say from my language, big eso, Minike meso, for being here consistently. I love it when people come in and join in the conversation. Now, what we're going to do is do a bit of a recap on a couple of episodes, let you know that it's been 14 weeks. Who knew, man? This started from a concept and idea. We've just been rolling, and a lot of great things has been happening in this last few weeks, which I will be sharing, and what's been happening in the POWERVERSE world. Also, a bit about what's coming up. So we're going to get into that discussion tonight. First things first. Yes, I know all you Queenslanders out there are very, very happy about the final of the series on Wednesday. Queensland took out the Origin. I think some people are still celebrating. I want to say congratulations to the Maroons, final Queensland boys, so I'm going to have to say it. I know I got a few friends there who are supposed to Blues. Yeah, much love and respect. I guess we got to see how this goes next year. But it was a great matchup, very close, and I've heard everybody really enjoyed it, and it was great coming out this time. So go, congratulations, Maroons. So this week, what I want to share right now, some great things happening in the world of creative arts. For those who just joined us, I see you guys tuning in. This is a bit of a recap and letting you guys know what's happening in the POWERVERSE world. I'll tell you a bit about what's coming up in the next episode. But tonight, we're going to be talking about some of the great things that's happening now and watching a few things from what has happened in the POWERVERSE world. So this week, and in particular today, it's Australia Music T-shirt Day. That's right. For those who aren't familiar with what Australia Music T-shirt Day is, let me share a link for you guys so you guys can go and check it out. So Australian Music T-shirt Day is a day that's hosted by Support Act. Now, Support Act is a great organization that supports artists around Australia, and what it really focuses on is the well-being of our creatives and artists, in particular musicians in this country. Now, if you love Australian music, it's a great thing to support the people who actually create it. We all know the impacts of this year's COVID-19 has made it very difficult for many industries. The creative arts industry suffered just as many as, and the impacts on the music scene has been quite stressful on the creatives who rely on live performances and touring for their generation of income. Now, what Australian Music T-shirt Day is. It's about supporting these artists in different forms. If you go to that website, which I just put up, which is australiamusictshirtday.org.au, you can check out a list of people who are doing fundraising to support the organization in supporting programs for artists. So it's great. They put out the T-shirts, they put a post out there, and then people can go and buy the merchandise and also do a small donation, which will contribute to the music scene. We at this time, artists and musicians such as myself, really would like and rely on the support, especially carrying us out through getting over the impacts that's happened in for COVID. We took away a lot of people's bread and butter in the live performances. So it would be great if you guys could go check that out, support it, spread the love, just create awareness around that, and it would be much appreciated. And you will be directly supporting creatives who can create much great music coming into the future. And we really appreciate all the support of the people right now. You'll see there's a live monitoring of it right now. So far, this is incredible. They've had 1,069 fundraisers, raising over $265,000 right now for the organization in support of artists. You can see that in real time, and we'll keep updates, especially do a recap of this next week, because I am from the music scene. Supporting creators and artists is what we do, and it'd be great to get your support. Also, on that note, we just dropped out the T-shirt as well. Our T-shirt, the stand-up new T-shirt goes with the single. Let me show that to you guys right here. Let's see if we get on the screen. And you'll see us post that on social media. It's been great. The music has been doing great. We'd love for you guys to go check it out on the website, mouthpower.com. And you can also go check out, get that T-shirt. We would love your support. This week, man, if you guys been watching us on social, we've been hitting milestones after milestones. Our single Stand Up hit the scene. Man, it's almost 10,000 streams already. And it went on, went on a wildfire. We appreciate everybody who's been supporting that. I think we had an exciting celebration when we hit 8,000. We're like, okay, let's see how far this can go. And I know there's been a lot of people loving and just supporting the music. And for those who have been sharing, much love and respect from Ebola Mau Power here. It's interesting as a creative. We create music, and it's quite vulnerable when you put something out there and you speak the truth, pour your emotions into it, and just to see your work being received. However it does, it'll do what it's supposed to do. And right now, it's been nothing but love. So we've hit over 9,500 on Spotify. We want to get that 10,000. So if you're there tonight, jamming and chilling, and just want to chill out or vibe out, or having a party tonight, celebrating the Maroons win, drop a bit of stand up in there. The ball of Fred Leone, we would appreciate that. YouTube has been clocking almost 3,000 subscribers, so I guess everybody's been following us and really enjoying what we've been doing here on the Powerverse. And for those who want to go and watch the back catalog of all the other episodes, all the past 13 episodes, YouTube on the Power Nation platform, which I will throw up the link for you. Just give us a second when I find it. It is where all of our past episodes live. So if you really enjoy what we've been doing here, we would love you to subscribe to that community and help us build the community on YouTube. So subscribe that. Go check out all those videos there. I made a commitment and I will stick by it. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, I will put on a special free live streamed Powerverse Mau Power performance for you guys to celebrate that subscription. We do it. It's a part of what Powerverse is about, what Mau Power does. We've been speaking about the things that we'll do. We did with the live at Bulumbajar and on our patron scenes, but we'll do a special one for you guys live all across the board when we hit 10,000. So go check out that YouTube page. You see the link there. Subscribe. Get people to subscribe if you want to watch a live full Mau Power show with the band. What else is coming up? December the 5th. For those who are in Cairns, December the 5th, we will be having, or KIAF is putting on an event in Cairns, Monroe Martin Park. And I'm proud to announce Mount Power will be there with the full band performing for you guys. So you might be able to catch that online. Or if you're in Cairns area or coming up this way to far north Queensland for the Christmas holidays, which I believe would be a great idea. Come up here, catch a bit of that sun before the rain. And if you're around Monroe Martin Park, the parklands, you come in and check out. Come in and check out. Sorry, I'm getting disturbed with the phones. Come in and check out those live performances. I'm going to play a snippet at the end of the show so you can kind of see what you expect, and that would be, something to consider. So. What's up? Let me take you back. I guess I want to share some of the highlights from last episode for those who weren't able to join us. Last episode was quite a good evening, Subron, all the way down from in Victoria. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining in. Always showing love and support. I really appreciate you. You've been down from day one when, ever since we were introduced to the Melbourne scene. So much love and respect to you. Hope you're safe during this time. And for everybody else who's tuning in right now, thank you for continued support. Now, last week episode was episode 13. And what was great about last week episode was it landed on Friday the 13th. It was the Black Friday, so we called it a Black Friday special. I was honored and privileged to be joined on the program by a panel of Deadly Brothers, the ones that I respect, came up in the industry with, and they were here to join with me, having a chat about what's been happening in the world, of NAIDOC, post NAIDOC as well. And it was a great catch up, but also a great panel in the discussions. We had the Deadly Brother Fred Leone, who I absolutely respect and have much respect to that brother. Underdweller, my boy, who's always been supportive and always, a regular on the show. And also another regular, we had the brother Monkey Monk. And the Friday the 13th show was the wrap-up of NAIDOC, but more importantly, we had a discussion about some recent events that happened in our communities, in particular up with a event that was disturbing to the community with an elder being mistreated up in the community of Dumaji. And we played a video and we talked about that, since that is where the brother Fred comes from, that his whole country up there and family ties. And we went into that discussion, a very, very in-depth discussion. And it's something I believe was very important at the time. I mean, things like that happening post NAIDOC is something that's, communities are tired of, and to tolerate that was, we don't expect to tolerate it anymore. But what I wanted to do was share some of those highlights, so you can see some of the episodes, a bit of that episode. You can always go and get it, check it out at our link, which I'm going to drop the POWERVERSE link, where you can see our past episodes or this YouTube page, and you can watch the last episode. But tonight I thought I wanted to go during a recap to share with some of the things that was discussed, and then you can get a perspective of this and some of the things we covered during last week's episode. So without taking up more time, I will play you a few videos of highlights of the last episode. And here it is: Brother Fred Leone, Underdweller, Monkey Monk, and myself. I hope you enjoyed this. So we're going to be playing a few episodes, and please drop comments in the discussions. Tell us what you think, and tell us about this POWERVERSE platform, and let's have a discussion. So here it is: highlights from episode 13, Black Friday special.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm Garo, and we're the next mob over from Wanya, that old fella. He's a Wanya elder, and we got sent that video last night, just off the phone, and from a friend from up there, from Barangu, Gregory, which is another little Aboriginal community just outside of Gregor Downs, just outside of Dulmidgee, and broke my heart. And then I had to share it on Facebook, and called a couple of family members, and they were telling me what happened. So then today, got in contact with that old fella's son, Shane O'Keefe. He's the son of that old uncle there now that was assaulted, and just been back and forth with him for a few hours today, trying to work out a way where also got on the phone and messaged warriors of the Aboriginal resistance, sent a message to Sister Michelle, who runs the Stop Black Deaths in Custody Queensland Committee, Stop Black Deaths in Custody Committee Queensland. I was one of the founder members as well, but just said, hey, cuz, this just happened. Can you arrange a meeting? Try and arrange a meeting with the police commissioner and a few other people to be able to have a yarn with the head of, instead of mucking around with the body of the snake, go straight to the head and talk to them about these injustices that just keep happening. And, it's bad enough that it happens to our young fellas, and now we're watching our elders get treated like this. It makes it so wild. Like, I couldn't sleep last night. I barely slept. I was in that much of almost like a rage, just getting sick of seeing it and hearing it. And it's NAIDOC week, and like, we were talking about it just beforehand, like, and Yudi was saying, Underdwiller was saying, they won't even fly the flag in Parliament. So what kind of respect is that? Like, we're not getting respected, and we're given the respect, but we're not given respect back. So it's just frustrating, and it's getting to the point where, we need to be coordinated, and that's what everybody's starting to do now. And we saw it when Black Lives Matter, when the Black Lives Matter stuff happened in the States, and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander mob around the country mobilised and said, well, here, you want to get wild about that? Have a look in your own backyard, right here where you live. Your people are doing this to our people right now. So it was holding a mirror up to Australia, not only in the States for the American mob, but here in Australia, And sadly, what I feel like with the Black Lives Matter movement in the States is they're forgetting about all the First Nations brothers and sisters. There's Aboriginal women in the States going missing every other week.
Yeah.
Unsolved murders, and police assaults on Indigenous people over there. So just brings back, it's good for everybody to look and judge the state in America for what they're doing, but have a look in their own backyard, clean up your own backyard first. So, I feel like now, if we can do this right and get the momentum in terms of people coming out in Queensland, because there's restrictions are low there, to be able to come en masse again and push it, they got to listen, and they're starting to listen. Like, they're meeting regularly with the Stop Black Queensland Police and DATSIP, head of DATSIP, and people like that, and head of Queensland Health and Mental Health are meeting with the committee, Stop Black Deaths in Custody Committee, semi-regularly, to look at avenues and ways of how they can implement change, But it's weird because, it's hard to think about even implementing change when what's happening with the police, I feel like it's a microcosm. It's a smaller version of what's happening in the country in general. We're only 2.5% to 3% of the population. So we get overlooked there. And then, the last statistic was 60 to 70% of Australians have ever met a blackfellow. So, and like saying that they met a blackfellow doesn't mean they've had a meaningful conversation with a blackfellow to know where we stand, right?
Yes.
And so, and what we're going through. And so, I feel like with police, with new recruits, especially when you look at this video, that young fella is only in his early 20s, mid-20s.
Yes.
And so they get sent out and they're told from the get-go, oh, we're going to send you out. We're going to we're going to send you out to the hard communities, toughen you up. As soon as you get recruited, you go out to the communities and they go, you're going to earn your stripes out there. They're already saying to them, they're putting in their head that blackfellas are dangerous and scary, you know, and they've already come from communities where they've never met Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people. All they've heard in their whole life growing up is that we sniff paint, we're petrol sniffers, we'll rob you, we'll stab you, we're pedophiles, we're dangerous people. And then these young people go on to become police officers in a force that's already, you know, I'll say it, it's racist. They know, you know, you get Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander officers in the force that speak about it and they can't even speak out about it. And then they're forced to leave the force, and it's after they leave the force they can talk about it. Yes. But you get that mentality going into the force. They're already scared. So by the time they get put in a community where they're told that you're going to earn your stripes up here, mate, you watch, it's rough. And then they go in, they're already paranoid, already scared, going with all these misconceptions and preconceived ideas about who Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are. And then they get dumped in a community and they don't know how to relate to people. They've never spoken to a blackfella. They just see dangerous. They see an old person standing there. Oh, dangerous! I've got to manhandle this fella. He just had heart surgery. You know, he's got a carer. He can't even walk. That's what my family's telling me. They see this old fella every day.
And there you go. That was the highlight of a snippet that we were talking about. You know, the incident that happened up in Dumaji, quite heartbreaking, but you could hear the passion and what we were discussing. It was such a topic that we needed to cover, especially it was after, you know, NAIDOC, the celebrations and having things like that happen. You know, it's nothing new. And really now we're glad we were able to have the discussion, bring it out to light. And that's why we called it the Black Friday special. I'll go on and talk a bit more because we carried on the conversation a little bit deeper in context around the Black Lives Matter movement and how that relation, you know, related to what stemmed here in Australia as a part of the movement. So we'll see a bit more of the conversation with Brother Fred and on the panel. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Just let me get the technicals right first and get this on our radar. Here we go.
Yeah, brother. I feel like the institutional change that needs to happen it's getting to a critical point now, and the Black Lives Matter movement has just helped to facilitate all around the world, particularly here in Australia too, is going to help facilitate change, systemic change from the top down, and which is what needs to happen. Like it just can't continue on the way that it is. Like, because, you know, what hope do any of our young people have if they know they're going to get treated like this now and they're going to get treated like this when they're old? So at what point does it go from we stay passive and we take it to we become militarized and do something back? I remember one uncle when one my countryman there passed away up on Palm Island, Murunyi Dumaji there now, and I was at the rally and I was there front line because Alec was there, and he said, look, you're my only other countryman here. You need to come. We're going up the front, and we marched. We were in the Courier Mail march, and that was. There was an uncle there who had already lived through Daniel York, like several, you know, we've lost count now how many people in Queensland are getting killed by the police. And at that point, he stood up in front of all the media and he said, what do you want from us? Do you want us to get our young people to start to fight back? He said, because that's the way it's headed. That was when that happened in Palm Island, you know, when all that happened. And it's just to the point where now, I don't know, as a 41-year-old, haven't seen this my whole life, watched it my whole life. Why is it we can't have a life where we can go and we can just switch off and we can be ignorant and we can have a life where it's all just fluffy, good things happening? We can't turn that off. This is our life. This is reality. Like, I remember waking up at 15, 16 years old, getting king hit by a female copper in my own room for nothing, dragging me down to the station, asking me questions in my boxes for nothing. So like, it's just, it gets to the point now where we have to be smart about it. And I feel like there's young people across the country, like warriors of the Aboriginal resistance, like all these other activist groups that are on the coalface, right there on the ground, that are making moves politically in terms of motivating people to come out en masse and rally. But how do we take that? How do we take that momentum from black fellas and white fellas all walking together? It's now the next stage. Now we've got the numbers. We're getting a critical mass across the whole country. Look how many people just come out the other month, and that's in a pandemic. Imagine if there was no pandemic, that we would have got 1 million strong across the whole country. So I feel like once the pandemic's calmed down a bit and people come out, it's about taking that number now, taking those numbers and use our fingers and our ticking of the boxes. Who are we voting in? What are they doing? They've got to be held accountable. They're the people running the country. They're the people who are controlling these forces that are supposed to be serving and protecting us. Most of us all work. That old fella's working his whole life on cattle stations and all around the place. And our taxes are going to this, to be treated like this. You know what I mean? We got our wages. My mother's got her wages stolen 1 generation ago. Like, and we're putting our money and our time into paying for a police force that doesn't serve us and it doesn't protect us. Yeah, we're fully invested in it, But when we're treated like this, so there has to be a certain amount of political pressure now, where people, instead of coming out, yes, it's good to come out and fight with us on the street for the rally, but take that now and put it into an email to your local councillor. Put it into an email now, and take it at voting time and say, we don't just want, we don't just want climate change to be addressed. We don't just want the economic development for our communities, for Aboriginal people. I'm talking about white fellas saying this to the government. We just don't want economic development to be addressed for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. We want systemic change from the government. You control what happens with the police. You control what happens with the Australian Federal Police. You control what happens with the bodies that are policing us. Police fairly. Treat us like human beings, Train these fellas properly. Why are police officers coming into communities and never met an Aboriginal person before, till they have to deal with the Aboriginal person in a way where it's seen in a negative light? All these recruits should be spending every second day volunteering for an Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander football team, volunteering with the local elders, volunteering before they even go out into the police force. They should have a year under their belt of working with the community to see us as human beings and not just animals, not just a number. And like that, we're just going to, they've lowered the age of what now they can arrest young people and jail young people at a lower age now. They want to do that. They're doing it. Wow. They're going to do it. And it's like the main people that it's going to affect is our communities, because they want to now put our young people in the system earlier. Before they can even read and write, they're going to be in the system. You know what I mean? Before they can comprehend what's happening to them, they're going to be in the system, stuck in the system.
And yes, there you see a bit of the conversation that happened with our last week's episode. the brother Fred Leone. We were joined by brother Fred, Underdweller, Monkey Monk. So we thought we'd do a recap on that and some of the highlights of what was discussed. You see that he talked about what was happening with the incident that happened up in Dumaji, and the creation of what happened with, from that stemmed, and the movement with the Black Lives Matters, how that creates awareness, bringing all these issues to light. And we called last week's episode Black Friday, the Black Friday special, and it was post NAIDOC, wrapping up NAIDOC, but also talking about that incident. I was grateful to have those brothers on, and I can see brother Underdweller just joined us. Peace, bro. And of course, brother Martin come back, to of the guys that always support us here at the Powerverse. This week we are just recapping, seeing what happens over the last 14 weeks. We've just played some highlights from the episode 13. And for those who just joined us, we were supposed to be joined tonight by a very special guest, which we will reschedule to have on the program. A young brother from out, in the music industry named Jay Miller. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight. So we're just going through and playing some of the highlights of what's been happening in the last 13 weeks. Tonight, I will keep it short and simple. Let me recap of what we spoke about tonight. Yes, of course, some great things has been happening since the release of Stand Up. All the music and the noise around that has been growing. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting the songs. We're almost clocking 10,000 streams on Spotify. Like I said, we're almost clocking 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I made a commitment, and I said, we hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm going to put a live show on for you guys, live streamed. What else has been happening? On the 5th of December, we will be doing a live show for here in Cairns at Monroe Martin Park. I'll talk a bit more about that next week, give you the details of how you can catch that show if you're not in Cairns, and if you are in Cairns, what you can expect. Now, going through what we're doing right now, before I go out, I want to end it with, I like what last episode we had the brothers on here, how we always do it here on Powerverse is they drop a jewel in the gem about, some of the inspirational jewels and gems that they want to drop for people to be able to take with them. And I was listening back to it, and I'm like, man, there was some great stuff that they shared. So I'm going to drop that again. And I know Brother Elijah's on, Brother Underdweller is on, watching this right now. But I'm going to play a bit back on some of the inspirational gems that they dropped. I think it's something fitting and for this evening's episode. And let me see if I can get that up here for you guys. Bear with me. Oops. Ooh, what happened there? Technology, it doesn't always work when you want it to, but this one I wanted to share some of the inspirational quotes that the brothers has dropped before I end tonight's show. So here it is. We're going to hear some of the gems. Now, before I wrap up, I always ask this question from every single one. If I could extend this question to you three. If there was one valuable jewel, one piece of knowledge that it's been something, I know we got many, but it's been a part of your life philosophy and has carried you through, what would that be that you can impart here with our followers that they may take and apply in life with them? I'll start with brother Fred.
I think, I'd have to think a bit on that, but I think maybe the main. Sorry, yeah.
No, if you want to think about it, I'll then.
Let me have to think about it. Either. Okay. Yeah.
All right, brother UD. Is there something that one jewel that you can drop here as a gem for our followers?
I'll try to change from the previous two. I think always be open to learn and to suck at something. Everyone's afraid of trying something new because they're worried they're going to fail or suck at it. Hey, you've already failed if you're not going to try. So if you suck and you can recognize you suck, then hey, that's a good basis to build from to me. So suck proudly and dedicate your time to improving, and that doesn't matter what angle of life, whether it's your perspective. If your perspective isn't changing, then you're not maturing, you're not growing, you're wasting your age and your time on this earth. So just live and learn.
Thank you, Brother Monk.
I'll go a different way than I have last time I was on here as well. I reckon something that I've lived by since day one is not listening to what other people, like, it doesn't matter what other people have to say, other people's opinions don't really judge your direction in life. And you just follow what you want to do, and just yeah, for the haters that are going to hate you, that's good. They can do that. That's a good thing. For the people that love what you do, that's a good thing. So the yin and the yang, you know what I mean? And just keep on your path and do your thing. Follow your dreams. Do what you want to do.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Brother Fred.
Stay positive. It's easy to just, like with everything that's going on in the world, it's easy to just be like, oh man. And what do I say? Those algorithms will only feed you, certain things, and it's easy to just get caught up in the algorithms of life in general and just fall into a hole. So I think like just staying positive, I think that's the thing. And like Monk was saying there, like haters, I just make haters my motivators. Like I had teachers telling me, I ain't gonna be anything. I had a teacher tell me, looked at me one time when I was a youth worker, yes, what are you doing here? I thought you'd be in jail by now. I was like, So it's just like, yeah. He said, I thought you and your brother would be in jail by now. So like, I just make haters my motivators and, eat it up for dinner. And like exactly what Yudi said, like, don't be scared to suck at it. Suck at things. That's it. That's how you find out what you're going to be good at. And, I suck at heaps of shit, but I'm just like, I love it. I'll still do it. I'll still get on that ukulele and play that thing and, go and do a gig every now and again. And I'll play the ukulele. I'll jump on here. Or the guitar. I'll suck at it. People probably go, oh, it's just, you only get one life. YOLO.
YOLO. I love
YOLO.
it. Yeah, there you go. Some of those gems for the brothers. That was a great conversation. I see the message there for Brother Elijah, UD. Yes, it was an awesome discussion last week. It was great that we were able to touch on those topics. For everybody who's tuning in tonight, thank you once again. Really, really appreciate your support. Every week coming here, supporting the Powerverse and the things that we do. Coming up, I will give more details around it, but if you check out www.mouthpower.com, you will see all the next shows and everything that's coming up. But we got a live one in December the 5th here in Cairns. I believe that will be live streamed and we'll be able to share those details. Shout out to Bola Tyrone O'Brien. Good night, brother. Thank you for coming onto the program and listening. Tuning in. It's always great to have people here, supporting us from all around the country. It's been great over this last 14 weeks. Next week we will have a young brother who's just finished your university. Goes by the name of Ernest Beckley. He'll be on here to have a discussion about, his world and how the world of university has been disrupted with this COVID and what's in store for the future for the next generation. It's great that we're having all these young young up and coming academics, artists, and people who are doing great things out in community on this platform. We had one couple of weeks back, Brother Eben, who talks, who's a light technician, works in the creative arts industry, and it's been great to have their perspective. I believe their voice is very valid, especially around now, and hearing their stories is very inspirational. Makes me even love the industry that I'm in even more. What else are we doing? So I'm going to play a video to take me out, but don't forget, it is Australian Music T-shirt Day. So if you are, you love music, Australian music, support the creatives that has, who are out here creating. Go to this page, which let me put up the link. Where you can check out how you can support the music industry. This is by Support Act. Support Act puts on this initiative every year. When I started this session, we said that the fundraiser that they're having with the Australian Music T-shirt Day was up to $265,000. Now they've clocked over $270,000 dollars raised with these fundraisers, and this is all to support the industry. As we know, the creative arts industry. Creative arts industry has suffered quite a bit, just as every other industry, I believe. But it's great to see people supporting that. Yes. Oh, snap. Thanks, brother Tyrone. I just realized I got to say a shout out to my brother, Brivo Vid. It's his wedding today. I believe that he and his beautiful wife Anime has tied the knot. It would have been great to be up in Thursday Island. I believe Tia and Horn will be pumping right now. It would be a great it would have been a great wedding, and you're one of the homeboys. So always shout out to the homeboys, brother Markovitz. Congratulations for taking that step. I wish you and your beautiful partner, now wife, an amazing journey and future ahead. Wait till I see you next one, man. I'll celebrate with you then, whether if you come down here or when I go back up. But enjoy your night, a special night for you. And it's been that's some great news. So thanks to Brother Ties for reminding us about that. Drop a post there. Where are you, bro? Are you up in the islands celebrating, or where are you? Gold Coast, Brisbane? Anyway, just want to say to everybody once again, thank you very much. Now, this when I started out this Powerverse, for those who don't know, it was a project out of responding to the need of having a platform to be able to speak community voices, creative arts, business, the world that I'm in. And 14 weeks in, we've done some great interviews, some great stories, and it's just getting bigger and better. 2021 is looking incredible. We've launched live performances on our platform called Patreon, and what we do is the hybrid model. And you'll see a bit of that performances. I will play next, but it's what we do. We create live events for people to join us and support. I will share the page so you guys can see how you can go and check out Patreon. Actually, no, it's not there. I have the link. We would love your support. In this time, in this industry, we are trying to create new ways to be able to engage and connect with artists. Hence, that's where we go on this whole campaign about building communities. The subscription to YouTube, growing that is almost hitting 3,000. Now we want to hit 10,000 to be able to do more creative works, especially in the form of digital and live streams, as we're doing right now with this Powerverse. I got to get the name right. Also, we want to be able to build a community of Facebook. We've clocked over 10,000 followers now on the Mal Power Facebook page, so go check that out. And we want to be able to do have the same impacts on Patreon. So if you go to our Patreon page, there's a subscription fee. You can enter and join and support us. Your contribution goes back to putting artists back to work and create live events. And with that being said, there are two tiers. You enter at $3, or if you join up a $10 tier or $9.99, you become credited as a executive producer of these programs, and you support these things to come on. So we would love to see you supporting us on Patreon and that page. Go check it out. See if it's something of your liking. We would really appreciate that support, especially at this time where we're trying to rebuild out of the industry. Brother Tyrone, thank you. Gold Coast. Much love, brother. Well, I guess that's me for tonight. Another episode 14. I hope you guys enjoyed, just that recap. If you want to go check out more of the Powerverse replays or past episodes, check out malpower.com. It all lives there. Or check out in Patreon or YouTube. It all lives there, and go and watch those episodes, man. It's been a pleasure to be able to have these conversations and do these podcasts for you every Friday evening. We will be here next Friday. You'll see it advertised as per usual. I will then like to say for everybody, I appreciate the support. I am going to end this program tonight by a live performance of one of our songs. I believe this is Warrior Dance from the performance we did at the Boom Bazaar, which you can only watch on Patreon. And This is going to end our night tonight. I would like to say thank you, everybody. Balamau Power, Golden Mike from the North, signing out as we always do in Powerverse. Stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay connected. To take us out, here is a track, live performance from the first night at Bull Bajar, Core Warrior Dance. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, I'm feeling the energy tonight. You literally could have been anywhere else in the world tonight, but you were here. So I'm appreciative and I thank you very much for that. I hope we have entertained. I hope you have been inspired. I hope you have been empowered. I hope when you go from here, you feel the vibration of transcends through culture, arts, and music.
Music, let it take control. Play the music, let it heal your soul. Why you?
Welcome to the mind of a rebel for the cause. I got the flag high as the radio applause. They got me on the rise, the rocks that we tall. I have a TSI, golden light from the north. Put them in the streets, they vibe a different beat. I'm talking revolution, and it's scary when we speak. We blood up on this red, but his vein is running deep. And now the birds are burning, and nation's getting steep. A song of redemption, a kingdom with the free. 500,000 strong, marching to a single beat. And the drum rolls is me. A battle chant to dance, a warrior's feet. We'll take it to the streets. I do my people free, they can never be no peace. This a pro-black renaissance. Lost languages and kings. I ain't the telling to win. The horns go.
When music is freedom, and you let them go. In the voice of the teachers, and the story is told. In the voice of the people, and move your soul. In the rhythm is coming, as we dance into the street.
Time for your mind.
Let it fill your soul.
Time for your pride.
Dance into the street.
Time for your mind.
Let it take control.
It's true, warrior salute. Motive for the rage is the hunger for the truth. The people seem confused. Time to change the views. Color people's thoughts. Change the world views. A microphone fire. Build an empire. Delegates will rise on the words of desire. Go higher, higher. Power is the beast. The roots from Jamaica. Bloodline connects. The Guam to the Philippines. Reaching to the South Seas. Papa one New Guinea, my one touch. One scene power. To the movement in Brazil. Canadian power. The movement is real. I see it in your eyes. A warrior's path. You should be the power that will make the people rise. One of many nations, standing unified, the universe of virtue, one personified, yeah.
When music is freedom, and the life unfolds, in the book of the teachers, the story is told. In the voice of the people, the music is flow, the freedom is coming, and so dancing through the streets, yeah.
One time for your mind,
Let it take control.
two time for your pride,
Dancing through the streets, yeah.
one time for your mind,
Let it heal your soul.
two time for your pride,
Let it heal your soul.